I kind of miss X-Files. Those kind of monster of the week kind of episodes where, it's spooky, it's scary, it can be gross, gory and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I just kind of miss that. That's kind of what we get here with Antlers. So let's talk about it. Produced by Guillermo Del Toro and directed by Scott Cooper, Antlers tells the story of an isolated Oregon town where a middle school teacher and her sheriff brother become embroiled with her enigmatic student, whose dark secrets lead to terrifying encounters with an ancestral creature. The movie stars Keri Russell, Jesse Plemons, Greene, Rory Cochrane, Amy Madigan, and Jeremy T. Thomas. This movie was filmed in October and November 2018. Yeah, that's quite a while ago. It was delayed and delayed and delayed, especially with COVID. Came out October 29th, 2021 to absolutely no fanfare. But for some reason, it's always stuck in my head. That trailer just stuck in my head, and yeah, I kind of wanted to see it. The movie is a bit light on the characterization. It's mostly plot, right? This movie. But what's kind of cool about it is the story doesn't stop to tell you anything, or to let you know how things are going or anything like that. You're just kind of being taken through this story. And as things unfold, you do learn things about the characters. And I really appreciate that. I think it's kind of an old school kind of feel, which I really enjoyed. When I saw the trailers for this, I thought, okay, is this going to be like super scary or what? The truth is, this movie's not that scary, but it's more suspenseful and atmospheric and creepy. But I will say it definitely brings the gore. There's a lot of gore in this movie, but it's just so well done that I was really into it. Another thing that was kind of surprising to me as well was the fact that they used mostly physical effects with the creatures. I don't want to talk about the creatures because that kind of gives things away, and if you want to watch this movie, you should let it unfold for you, and how you experience it. But it's really cool how there's just a lot of physical, practical effects being done here, and I really, really enjoyed that. Up until the end, where things get a little CG heavy, but it's good. It's actually really, really well done. Antlers was filmed in British Columbia, and to stand in for Oregon. And I gotta say, it is beautifully shot. I love how atmospheric it is. Lots of fog, lots of beautiful shots, bokeh shots. It looks great. I just was really kind of entranced by the way that it looked. It just looked so great. All the actors here do a fine job. Keri Russell is good. Jesse Plemons is good. But it was cool to see some I guess you'd say character actors that you don't see as often anymore. Amy Madigan, who I know her from Field of Dreams. It was cool to see her. Rory Cochrane, who of course I think everybody fell in love with him in Dazed and Confused. And then if you saw Empire Records, you loved him even more. It's cool to see him again. Of course, he's kind of a mainstay in Scott Cooper films, which is kind of cool. And then Greene, to see him again, to see him play a part that's not your typical, Native American part. Loved him ever since Dances with Wolves, and it's cool to see him again. But the actor here that pulls the weight of this movie, that pulls this movie along, is Jeremy T. Thomas. I mean, that kid, look, it's almost embarrassing to just call him a kid. He was so good. The amount of weight that he has to pull is just ridiculous. I mean, the situations that they put him in, it is hard stuff, and just you can feel the sadness, the fear, all of those things. Just he did an amazing job, and I can't help but think that, man, this movie had to have affected him. All of the gore and the blood and everything that he has to deal with, it's like, yeesh. Like I said at the beginning, this is like an X-Files episode, where it's like you kind of have to slowly uncover, what's going on. And it definitely does take that kind of old school feel from, say, like, I would say late 70s, 80s horror movies, where sometimes you're not exactly sure where this is going. And it's got a slow pace, a slow crawl of a pace, which, like I said, I kind of got into just because I was enjoying the atmosphere, the world that these people were living in. So I was kind of enjoying that. But I can see that there's probably a lot of people that would watch this and go, yeah, this is slow and boring. I loved it. I thought it was really, really well done. Yeah, I would probably give this one, I would say, a 3 out of 4 stars. It's not perfect. It's got some I even though I can enjoy a slow, uncovering of a story, it did still feel a little bit slow. But yeah, I would recommend this if you're into those kinds of movies, and especially if you miss the X-Files. Antlers. Antlers. What, did anybody else see this movie? I feel like nobody saw it. Nobody's been talking about it. I thought it was really, really, I thought it was good. I liked it. So I'm kind of curious if anybody else has seen it, what you thought of it. Let me know, especially if you see it after this review. I'd kind of like to hear from you, hear what your thoughts are. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.